everybody, it's Calxiyn here. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you guys should pledge to us on Patreon, or join our Discord server. The Patreon end card is up for you guys right now. So there you go. Anyway, so we are basically gonna talk about how Yang is projecting Blake's shortcomings, let's say, onto Raven.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Not
that
say
it is bullshit. I mean, unlike a lot of our stuff. Anyways, continue.
Not to say that Raven hasn't done some of this stuff too, but this seems like a lot more of anger at Blake, in my opinion.
Like, they're all working through their anger.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to talk about that. So, would you like to start us off?
Well,
because you made a really good argument for this earlier.
I mean, first you see that, like, you get the sense that, especially with the scene in last episode where her eyes went red, then back to lilac, that you get the idea that maybe, okay, maybe she's sort of coming to terms with this in her own way. And that, although she's still torn up a fair bit about it, because with every other character in all of their other sort of fights, with Weiss and with RWBY, they all had their moment to sort of work through their pain together. But with Blake, they have yet to have that. They've been stretching it out a whole lot more, and so you get small clues. Like, you get her sort of giving up her anger. You also get that she decides to care about people, whereas Raven has this large mantra against exactly that, where she says, no, you should care about people. There's definitely someone she still cares about here.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. I think that, like, with Raven, is that, yeah, like, she, like, I don't know, like, they do bring up good points, but Yang seemed really emotional about it for someone she doesn't even know, and so that's why I would say that she's projecting, like, Blake onto Raven, is that Raven's just kind of the first person she can yell at, but, like, when you think about it, Blake is the one who truly runs away, or ran away from her. Like, you know, Raven didn't necessarily do that, right? And so I feel like all of the stuff she said applies to Blake a lot more heavily, than Raven, and for that reason, I think that she was, again, like I said, I think that she was kind of projecting onto her, especially because, like, I think the biggest one is the running away thing. Like, Raven doesn't necessarily run from conflict. Like, she's never really done that, I don't think. Like, maybe Yang perceives her leaving Tai as running away, but I don't think, like, she's never run from something. Like, she was just gonna get the relic and go. I don't see how that's running. Like, she just won.
Get the relic and stand.
You know, you understand what I mean? And so that's really weird for her to say that she runs away from people and that's not strength. Like, obviously, that she brings up other points as to why Raven isn't strong, and there are good points that kind of fit in with that, and some of those points are, you know, that strong people sort of protect others, right? And that Raven doesn't do that, and that really applies, I guess, to Raven, right? But what applies to Blake more is, like, the running away, like, strong people don't leave sort of thing. Like, I just feel like that is Yang being mad at Blake. Like, that's not Yang being mad at Raven. Like, she sees that in Raven, and that is what she is mad about, and so she's attacking Raven for the same reason that Blake hurt her, right? Does that make sense? Did I explain that? Did I botch that?
Yes, no, that made sense.
Yeah.
You made words with your mouth, and
okay, good.
Add meaning.
You understand what I mean? So, I think that, I don't know, I find that really interesting, because I think that, like, you know, Yang was like, yeah, like, you know, she was glad to have Blake there, it seemed, we don't really know. Like, she may have been just saying that, right? But it seems like during that conversation she is, because she had just seen Blake, right? So it seems like she's almost putting all of her anger that she has about Blake and, like, putting it onto Raven, and it just happens to apply to Raven all the same. You know what I mean? And I think that's a very strong, sort of thing for Yang to do as a character. Like, obviously, again, I'm not saying that these don't apply to Raven at all, and that is why, no, but it's more like that, they apply to Raven very loosely, if that makes sense. Like, they don't apply to Raven necessarily perfectly, because I don't see how she necessarily runs away from things But that's just me. So, Hunter?
I think it really works as her to sort of, because like you're right, it like sort of crescendos at that moment of like, you always run away, and it's most definitely meant to be for,
yeah, because like
your name and a Freudian slip for Blake. Not
yeah,
Cal.
because
you always run away.
Like Raven never really ran away anywhere, and so that's where I don't think that line applies.
Other than like from the baby. But
yeah, I mean, but that's, wouldn't even say she ran from Yang. She didn't want Yang. Like, sorry, but there's a difference.
And even
you know
maybe
what I mean?
because Crow, when they talk about the bandits, say that, like, oh, they attack and then they run away to leave them for the Grim. But I don't think that's really the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
and then there's the other thing of maybe it's because that Raven came to save Yang and left. Or whatever, but at the same time, I don't see how that's running away either, because it was more like she was visiting for a second, and then she...
Also, motherfucker, like, Neo stopped trying to kill you. You realize, you know what's hilarious?
What?
If Neo had just killed Yang there, Salem would have won.
Why would Salem win?
Actually, I don't know.
If she killed Raven right there.
If Neo killed Yang right
there. Why would Salem win? Yang has nothing to do.
Because she wouldn't have. Because
if Yang died on
Raven still lost the fight with...
If Yang died on the train, they wouldn't be able to do the fake fight with Mercury, which also led to a bunch of other events, right?
If anything, like, Raven helped the bad guys out quite a bit by not killing Yang.
Yeah,
Good Lord. Anyways.
You mean Neo.
Neo, right.
Neo helped out the bad guys, like, inadvertently. Yeah. But I guess, yeah, if Yang wasn't around, she couldn't go downstairs and talk to Raven about stealing the relic. But they probably wouldn't even get to... Like, that's a big RWBY what if Yang just died. Like, we would have to replot the entire timeline. Like, forget the fuck about it.
But it also is Raven, because Raven saved Neo from killing Yang.
Yeah.
If Neo killed... Oh, wow, I didn't even think of that.
Think of what?
Think of what would happen if Neo had just killed Yang there.
Yeah.
Also, it would be fucked up, because she was looking like she was going to stab him. Like, stab him through the neck, and you'd just be, like, flopping there like a fish.
Dear. Lord. Anyways, so we were trying to talk about Blake. I do think that her and Blake are going to have a bigger conversation in Volume 6. I feel like Volume 6 is going to be a chill volume. It's going to be more like... Okay, not that chill.
They're going to Atlas, baby.
But I feel I feel like that it's going to be more like Volume 2, where, yeah, there's fighting sometimes, but they also talk a lot. You know, like when they were playing the board game or the food fight. Like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of conversation to be had. You know what I mean?
This is hilarious. Everyone's...
Right, Hunter?
Yes.
Right? And so I feel like that we are going to talk more, but yeah, I feel like that was totally just, again, Yang sort of putting on her mom what she was feeling right there. And I feel like that is really sort of... I think that this really hits home, right? So, Raven left Yang, right? Whether that be called running away or not. Summer...
Run away from the baby.
Summer left Yang unintentionally. Summer died.
We still
but Summer
don't know how that happened.
Seemed to choose the life of a huntsman over her daughters, right? Then Blake runs away from Yang, right? So you have three very important people in Blake's life. Her actual mother, the person that she considered... I shouldn't say her actual mother. Her birth mother. The person that she considered her mother, Summer. And then you have, really, her teammate. You have Blake, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I feel like that's really important because...
And they're more intimate moments.
Yeah, it's
Yang
almost like...
also calls Blake father.
It's almost like everyone in Yang's life tries to leave her, right? And I feel like that's really what she's almost trying to convey to Raven. Yeah, exactly. And she talked to Blake about how sad she was that her mother left her, and then Blake left, right?
Yeah.
How sad she was that she was trying to find like Raven and all that. And so like I feel like again this always ties in really well. I don't know if I honestly don't think that this was intentional on the part of Miles and Carrie.
No, I trust them.
I'm not saying that I'm like, oh, they're so horrible, they never think of it. Like, I don't think it was intentional. I think it was something that naturally happened. If that made sense. And so, yeah, that's basically kind of all that's kind of all I had to say about this topic. I hope that if you guys enjoyed the video, you will join the Discord server or become a patron over on our Patreon. You guys all should see the end cards right now. hopefully they do something. And so, yeah, are
you concerned they won't do something?
Maybe. I hope that I will see you guys later, and yeah, bye guys.